Hi guys, my name is Ezza and welcome back to my channel. I finally finished reading the book Amok by Anatan and I'm ready to provide y'all with an in-depth and hopefully, cross your fingers, spoiler-free review. So before we start, I would like to thank Anatan and Teaspoon Publishing for providing me with this arc in return for an honest review. And it kind of also explains my getup today with the whole kembate thing, because I was trying to invoke and go for like the traditional Malay Dayang maid type of thing. I'm not sure I'm pulling it off well, but it's the best that I can do. Okay, so let's get started, ladies and gents. Amok tells the story of Prince Mikal, Prince of Maha, first city-state of Terang, and his struggles in faith to their god Kudus due to the fact that he has yet to come into his Amok strength powers. The Amok strength is a legendary power that all royals can gain access to once they come of age. Mind you, Mikal here is like 15-ish kind of age at the start of the book. But no matter how much he keeps his vows and what he is supposed to do, nothing has changed and he still has yet to gain any Amok strength. Then some bamboozlement happens. Everybody's bamboozled in this book, where Maha is invaded and destroyed by their enemies, and the people of Maha is royally effed, essentially, because their life is thrown into a life of rife with suffering and like humiliation and just abuse left and right, where one does not know who is friend or foe. So how will Mikal overcome this obstacle and gain back not only his honor, his pride, but also his rightful place in the throne of Maha as Maha's royal prince? Dun dun dun! I don't know why I keep looking that way, because the camera is that way. I don't know what's wrong with my eyes. But yeah. Okay. If you follow me on my Bookstagram, do follow me, guys. If you haven't, links down below. You would kind of realize that I have a issue with the book. A big issue. And that issue is my utter disdain and annoyance with the main character, Prince Mikal. Like, I don't even know where to begin with my annoyance with him. But yes, before I go into rant-ish territory, I want to talk about things that I do like with the book. So the first thing is, I really like the Malay elements that was used in this book, such as, you know, the keris, the parang, and like all the clothes, like the baju kebaya and sampin, because it's really cool. It's really cool to read something of your own culture written in an English book, because then you feel represented. Plus, I haven't seen a keris in so long. My dad used to make keris. I don't know if he still does it. I'm not sure if he did make a keris, or was it like something that was given to him. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure, like, what do you call it? My dad had a keris once. Don't know where it is now. My God, my get-up's all over the place now. Yeah, I also like how the rankings are. For example, like the Sultan, you can get, like, you call him Paduka Baginda Paduka. My God, my Malay is horrible. Yeah, Baginda Paduka. Then you call Laksamana. Then you call all the different types of people in the story, kind of like, for example, if they're older than you or they are your teachers, you call them Tok something something, for example, Tok Yakub or Tok Ibrahim, because let's be honest, in today's age, we don't really use those types of rankings or usage anymore, unless like you work with the Sultan. Yeah, I really like the Malay elements, because I'm Malay, Sarawakian Malay, but still Malay. So yeah, other than that, I really like the plot. The plot was really awesome, really kept me at the edge of my seat, kind of thinking like, oh, what's gonna happen next? How is Mikal gonna get out of this shit? What should he do? Who's gonna die? Who is gonna live? Why is people abusing people? What's going on? Even I feel like I'm being bamboozled right now, Jap, may tudong ke belakang. But yeah, it's really like, the writing just makes you feel like you're living on the edge, and you're just like, oh my God, what is going on? You know, you're just living on the edge, essentially, right? And my favorite character is Tok Ibrahim. No, wait, Tok Yakub, salah. Tok Yakub. I really wanted him to win. Unfortunately, spoiler alert, he died. But yeah, I really wanted him to win. I really was rooting for him, you know? I wanted to be happy. Also, my second favorite character is Yosua. I just want them to be happy. I just want them to be safe. So if the writing and the plot can make me feel all that, it must be a good book, right? That is where the issue comes in. The main issue of my problem with the goddamn main character, alright? Okay, let me just explain to you. Let me put down my this one. It's getting a bit hot. My main issue with Prince Mikal is the fact that he is so self-centered. He is so entitled. He is so privileged. And he is the whiniest character I have ever read in my life. He is so whiny, constantly complaining and complaining and complaining. Like, plus he's so reactive as a character. It's just so annoying. I understand. Like, yes, you can make a defense saying that, hey, but Ezza, he's just a 15-year-old boy. He just got kidnapped. His whole country just went to war. Like, what did you expect him to do? I understand. I understand that. And trust me, I get it. But the thing is, he's not a normal boy, is he? Yes, he's 15, but yesteryears of 15 is basically today's 25. And also another thing, he's a prince, right? He's not some farmer boy. He's a prince. He was raised for this. He was raised for war. He was raised to be a leader. But you don't see that shit in him. All he does is complain. Complain. I mean, like, yeah, he might be young, but again, my defense is he's not a normal boy. He is a prince. He is the next in line to be Sultan of Maha, right? So why is this boy complaining 90% of the time in the book, right? And the reason why I call him entitled and privileged and spoiled is because he expects everything to be handed to him on a silver platter. For example, the Amok strength. Another thing, like being called to meetings with his father and his admirals and, you know, the other people. It's like he expects that they're gonna hand him an invitation on a silver platter, like, oh, hey, Prince Mikal, come join us. We really need your input. Instead of being proactive about it, instead of going to his dad, excuse me, instead of going to his dad and be like, hey, dad, or hey, Ayahanda, I really want to join this meeting. I don't care if you want me there. I don't care if my input doesn't mean shit. I want to be there. I want to learn. Be proactive, right? Be proactive. Because if he was proactive from the start, right? Like, he wants to join all the war meetings and learn like how to be a leader essentially. From the start, we can see he's working hard. He's learning his silat and everything. He's doing everything right about the book, like by the book. And he just goes and just hustles. And then shit happens. You really can empathize and feel for him more. For me, I truly cannot empathize with this kid. All he does is complain. Like, yeah, he does his silat and everything. But even when he practices his silat, all he does is complain. It's like, oh, why don't I get my Amok strength? God has forsaken me. God doesn't like me. My dad treats me like a kid. Well, yeah, of course he treats you like a kid because you act like one. You know, you act like an idiotic kid. It changes towards the end. Like, towards the end, he did get better. But by that time, it was already too late for me. I have already given up on this goddamn character. I just cannot stand him. It was a miracle I actually finished this book with him as the main character. Because I was like, oh my god, please, please. At this rate, can the main character just die? Because all he does is complain. Like, dude, I fucking get it. Life is hard. But can you stop? Can you stop being so entitled? But he also has to be idiotic. It's like, you are a prisoner of war, right? You are royalty. Don't you want to escape? Don't you want to... Okay, the first few weeks, you... What do you call it? You get caught. I get it. You're in shock. You want to be depressed. Take your time. It's not like you're going anywhere. But the least you can do after a few weeks is like you want to regroup. You want to think of like, okay, how can I get myself out of this? Like, just sit down and think. Like, okay, right now I am a slave, right? Don't you think that he should use that time to learn on the enemy's, how to say, to learn the tactics of the enemy, to learn whatever routine the enemy has, to kind of think like, okay, maybe there's a chance for me to escape, maybe there's a chance for me to kind of like do a rebellion or something. But he doesn't. All he does is just complain, constantly complain about his predicament. Like, he doesn't even try to escape. He's just like, oh my god, I'm in such a shitty situation. Like, come on, man. Like, you're a slave now. You can learn the routine. You can learn who is who, what is what, and try to insert some type of politics into it. So it's kind of like macam kucak-kacir lah everything there kan. And then like try to find allies to go to your side. Use your brain. It's not hard. You are Prince of Maha. They must have taught you something, right? Something. Anything. But no. All he does is just complain. And then another thing that I completely hate about Prince Mikal, dah, he always complain, right? But another thing, like I keep saying just now, he keeps losing faith in his God, right? Sikit-sikit lose faith. Sikit-sikit lose faith. It is so fucking annoying because it's like macam, do you think God will test you by giving you something easy? Especially if you are a person who believes in God, right? Do you think God will give you something that you can easily overcome? Of course not. Of course not. What kind of God gives some easy shit to you? He's gonna give you the hardest shit you have ever had to overcome in your life. In your absolute life. But like, he's like, just when I thought, but like, again, Prince Mikal, just when I thought that finally he's gonna like put his faith in Kudus, like really gonna be like, okay, this time, you know what, I'm just gonna go with the flow. I'm just gonna put my absolute faith. And he does. It seems like he does for the first like few pages. And then some shit happens and he's like, oh my god, Kudus has forsaken me yet again. And I'm like, bitch, you haven't even given Kudus any faith at all. You're just saying that you're putting your faith in him, but you're not. Okay, you are not putting any faith in your God. So why the fuck would this God help you out when you give absolutely no faith? Nothing, you know? How to say, the reason why him as a slave doesn't really bother me is because his owner treats him really well. I'm trying not to get into spoiler category or spoiler territory, but I'm just gonna say that his owner treats him really well, and his owner is actually his ally. So in my mind, it's like, why don't you use your fucking brain cells and try to gain more knowledge from your owner who is treating you really well, instead of constantly complaining about it, right? Like, but moving on. Another issue that I have, it's not really a big thing, it's just kind of like nitpicky for me, is there's a bit of queer baiting in this book. I'm not sure if it's queer baiting or I'm just misunderstanding it, but the relationship between Yosua and Mikal is a bit, I don't know, it's a bit gay-ish, or am I just misunderstanding the bromance? Because I don't know. I just don't understand why Yosua is just so loyal to Mikal. Like, I don't get it. He's so shit to you. I guess my main issue here is, I get it, they're best friends, even though one is a servant, which is Yosua, and the other one is a prince. But I wish that the author kind of had more scenes of them like growing up together, more scenes of them having their friendship like really shown, because it's like right now it's more of like the writer is telling, not showing, or is it showing, not telling? yeah, telling us that they're friends but not showing us that they're friends. So I would prefer it if the author kind of showed us that they're really good friends, kind of show either through flashbacks or through other people commenting on how close the friendship is, so that way we can see that there's a base for the foundation of this friendship, and kind of gives into why Yosua is really loyal and vice versa. But because there is no foundation for that, and the author is just telling me that they're friends, I don't understand the loyalty whatsoever. Another thing is the magic system. The magic system for me is not really a big deal, but it is just slightly confusing because, okay, you have Maha, you have like, okay, there's three places in Terang, right? Terang is kind of like the combination of these three places, which is Maha, Impian, and Suci. So Maha has the Amok strength. Impian has, I think, clairvoyance and seeing the future. No, wait. That's Suci. That's Suci, my bad. And Suci, no, Impian has like mind reading stuff. So it's just kind of confusing when you first read it. Eventually, I kind of got the gist for it, but at the start, it was really confusing for me because it's like, okay, how did they get their Amok strength? Who gets all these types of powers? For example, Suci, which is all the priests and stuff, is the priests mainly male? Can female be priests? How do they get their powers? What's going on? And what about like Impian? How do they get their clairvoyance powers? How they can mind read? Like, give me something, you know. Maybe it'll be explained in later books, but right now the foundation for the magic system isn't as strong as I would like it to be. And but it's okay. It's okay. First book, it's fine. It's not that big of a deal with me. Not that big of a deal. So yeah, I guess that's it for my review. Kind of this concludes my review for Amok by Anna Tan. I'm just going to reiterate what I thought of it. Number one, really loved the writing, superb. Really enjoyed it. Number two, the Malay elements in the story was really fun to read. Number three, I have a bit of problem with the magic system. Number four, completely hate the main character, Prince Mikal. But yeah, this concludes my review for the arc of For Amok by Anna Tan. And again, my review is my own. And yeah. And I'm like, oh my god, my get up is like all over the place. But yeah, that's it for this video. Bye guys.